Welcome to the Pew Podcast Live, where you get your favorite hot topics from a Christian perspective. Starring national gospel recording artist, Pastor Ron Todd, the lovely Mel Phillips, everyone's favorite aunt, Penny Ellis, and the swag-tastic Josh Jad. This show is dedicated to our beloved C. Ashley Brown Lawrence. Buckle up, you're in for a ride.
Hey, Ron. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Okay, do I need to call the IT department over there? Okay, let me tell Lauren to come on over there and get you together. Hey y'all, I missed y'all last week. I watched the show though. It was a good show. I still can't hear you. I don't know what's going on. I thought I heard a little something, but no. It's all that Papados you was eating. Okay, well, we're going to give Ron a minute to get his technical difficulties together so we can see what's going on. Hey, Kevin Moore, how are you? Hey, Adrian, how are you? Hey, Lady Mary, how are you? Can you hear me? I know I can't hear Ron, but can you guys hear me? Ron, come on now. Where is the volume? Good to see you. Few. I'm doing great. That's good. That's good. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Adrian. Ron, what if you go out and come back in? Thank you. Okay, so Ron is going to try to go out and come back in and see if he can I still don't hear you. I know he out here on mute. He just didn't left me by myself. So I don't have the plans for the show, but what's going on? Is it anybody want to talk about anything interesting going on in their day? Adrian, I know you got some shenanigans going on while we trying to get Ron back on the air. Amen. The devil is a liar. Okay, Adrian, not the Lord that told him to hush. The Lord or Pastor Keon. Now, come on. I ain't read the Lord told nobody to hush. Or maybe he did. I'm going to Google that. So he will be back. He is having some technical difficulties, but we are going to move forward in the name of Jesus. Okay, I don't like dead air. We're going to have to figure this thing out. I don't know where the rest of the Pew podcasters are, but we're going to move forward. I have been behaving, living, and taking care of these kids. Same. I don't know if you've been behaving, Adrian. I don't know. I don't know if you've been behaving. Lady Mary, I need somebody to cut up with. It's hard to cut up solo. I need a partner. I work good as a team. Hopefully he just needs to do a couple clicks, or maybe he forgot his microphone because Ron is out of town right now. He got to come over here and teach me how to play a song or something. I got to get my Pew podcast training just in case something like this happens and I don't know what to do. I don't know where well, Tracy, you know, she always come at the end. She probably working. You know, she got to have big money and no whammy. She be needing her money. Brian, I still cannot hear you. Hey, Bishop, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I am well. So glad to see you this evening.
Good to be seen. Y'all good?
Yes. Well, Ron, he's trying. Something is going on with his volume. We can see him this evening, but we cannot hear him. So he's just looking and smiling. It's me and you, Bishop.
You don't know what's wrong? Check your settings.
Did you check? I think, do you always have a microphone, Ron?
Your microphone will still be in there. Go in your settings. Make sure that you're on your computer.
Yeah, he's on his computer.
Make sure that your computer is your microphone in your settings. So go to settings and then go to audio and what's in there.
Here he said, "Oh, okay. Being a church kid, you learn how to read lips, so you could exchange messages with your friends on the other side of the church."
You see it? Oh,
okay. He dipped out. How you doing this evening, Bishop?
I'm well. I am well. Well. Busy but well. There you go.
Well, that's good. It's good to be busy, and it's excellent to be well.
Sometimes you got to go out and then come back in like he doing.
And Kevin Moore is here. I see him. Ron, we still don't hear you.
Hey, Adrian. Did you go where I told you to go?
He's still trying to figure it out. No, Kevin, I didn't hear anything about TD. Very busy today. I didn't watch any news and did very little social media today. So I haven't heard anything about anything today.
I'm sure that's not the truth.
Lady Mary is saying, "Good evening, Bishop."
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Ron, what if you watch it?
There you go.
There you go.
You can hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Well, bless the Lord. You know what it was? So I'm on my work laptop because you know I'm in Atlanta, which is why I look so greasy. Lord Jesus, this hotel, bro. Jesus, it looks so just greasy. No, and so I don't have my normal laptop, and so I was trying to do Bible study earlier and didn't have any video. It's been crazy. So hello, everybody.
Hey.
Glad you guys are here. Hey, Bishop, and we have an amazing guest with us today, guys, who's been hanging out and waiting to get in. And I'm sorry, but we've had some technical difficulties here. But y'all put your hands together for the one and only Michael Mendingall.
Oh, Lord.
I'm sorry, man. I was trying to get myself together. I saw you though. You drove all the way home and everything, and I still didn't have no by you.
Right.
What's happening?
Life is happening.
I heard that.
Life keep lifing.
Yeah, life for real.
Good to see you, Mendigal.
Always good to see you, Doc. Always.
Well, listen, guys, we got a whole lot to talk about. And it seems like a little time because time goes so fast on this show here. But real quick before we jump in, Mel, you kind of told us what you've been doing. You've been working. I know you've been grinding it out.
Yes. They got me working hard for the money.
Now, Bishop, you got new music.
I got new music out. This is week 3, and it's being sent to radio as we speak. That process, I've been through the process 2 years ago, so I know to be patient. It's so much good music out here, and so I'm with Black Smoke Records, Kerry Douglas.
Yes.
For those who don't know who Kerry Douglas is, that's who James Fortune and Pastor Mike just left there. But Ernest Pugh, Zaccardi, and all those people, Kerry Douglas. And so my single is with Bishop Paul Morton, my spiritual father, and Bishop Neil Robeson, and it's called It's All Working. It's an EP also. So if you have not heard it, I love to know what you all think. Mendigal, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And we're going to make sure that we play that single next week. We're playing it because I want everybody to hear it and make sure they grab it and all that sort of thing. So we're going to do that.
What I've been doing.
All right. Well, of course, we know you got something really exciting coming up, and we just I could not talk about this. Tell us about the 36 year reunion celebration for you in Communion. This is huge.
36 years, 1988, May 1988, I started this choir. And it was a vision God gave to me because I wanted to write songs, my own songs that, that I could put out. And I put these great singers together 36 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
May 25th, we're doing a reunion, 6 o'clock at Central Baptist Church. It's going to be powerful. Everybody coming back, mostly everybody. If I'd have had everybody, I'd have had over 100 choir members.
Oh, yeah.
I got at least 60, 70 choir members coming back from all over. From Atlanta, I got, Bishop Murphy started in my choir, 6 years old. When I let him in. You had to be 18, but I let him in at 16. Kim Morton.
Yeah.
And so a lot of pastors came out of this choir, man. So I've been blessed to be a bridge, for some of these artists now. So we're coming together for one night, to do old songs and some new ones too. So my prayer is that everybody come and help us celebrate, the songs that, we've done over the years. And of course, He's Alive is originated from this choir.
Oh, yes.
First song we ever recorded was On the Battlefield with Douglas Miller, which Thomas Whitfield produced. So, please come and help us celebrate.
Uncle Mike, I'm so excited. And, one thing about you, you remind me of Michael Jackson, because now they're not going to see you just singing every weekend everywhere. But when you come, you come. And I know that this is not going to be anything different. We're expecting excellence because that's just what you do. However, I'm excited, I think, because what you and your whole generation really has shown a lot of us that came behind you is what unity looks like.
Yes.
You guys, I think about you and Darius and Derek Milan and Thomas Whitfield, and those of you guys who came up in the era where it wasn't a lot of competition, but there was love and there was support. And so once again, I think things like this reunion shows that even though people may grow apart, life may take them in different directions, that you can still come back together and worship together and do reunions, because nowadays, you see choirs and aggregations, they break up and they don't want to talk to each other, let alone do a reunion. So I think this sends a powerful message to a lot of people. Tell us why it was important to do this reunion.
Well, again, when we do come together, it's, for a funeral, and I didn't want, even though we lost some members, from this choir, we definitely gonna have a memorial, just, to highlight the choir members that are not with us. But I just didn't want to come together. And again, like you said, the era that I tell people all the time, that I grew up in the best era of gospel music because I was under legends, and we soaked those legends in. You know, I was on Sandy Rose show last night, and we began to talk about how um, the legends that we were with were touchable. You know what I mean? And them, and to serve with them, and to just be in their presence. You know, it's priceless. And Detroit had, and still does, but back then we had a plethora of artists from here that we were able to go see for free um, at a lighthouse or Bailey's Cathedral. You know, I love that I grew up in that era, old school into new school, because I got to experience legends. You know.
Yeah. And I know Bishop Davis can, chime in on this too. I mean, I think that's something special that Detroit, I mean, Chicago and other places have, where, we are surrounded by legends and people who've been around for a long time. And I think what's so powerful about, people like you and Bishop Davis, you guys have never been stingy about withholding information, whether it just be about the business or because Mel, what I found out, years ago when I first started singing that, this thing called the gospel music industry, it could be a jungle.
Oh yeah.
And so either you can handle it or you can't, but I thank God for you guys, who were forthcoming with information and who were accessible. You talked about being accessible. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's one thing that's really nice about Detroit. We have a lot of accessible legends and people who have been in the business for many, many years. And I just think that my prayer is that a lot of young artists now that we see coming up, very talented, very gifted. My prayer is that they are not too high-minded, that they can't, receive and kind of yearn, because, there's a lot of things to learn. There's nothing new under the sun when it comes to the business, and you can be able to sing real good, but if your character is not there, you won't take you too far. And those are the kind of things that I've learned from guys like you.
Well, again, I did the same thing from the legends. I learned from them. I was like a sponge, growing up, back in the day, and Bishop can agree with me on this one, when we had tape recorders.
Oh, wow.
I used to have tape recorders everywhere I went, and that's how I learned, from listening. And videos. I used to video all the time. So I was telling Sandy, I got about 5,000 tapes or more. I have videos, VHSs that I'm converting, because the history of Detroit is just incredible, man. I don't know if y'all remember a program called God Sounds. That's probably before y'all time. But God Sounds was our Bobby Jones here in Detroit, to where you got exposure. And my choir, when it first started, I got an old video on my page when we was on God Sounds. So, and then the Gospel Fest, I don't know if y'all remember that. That was a big thing back in the day.
Mm-hmm. That was Smith Pollitt.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It was a competition. And
McDonald's Gospel Fest.
Yes. It was down at Hop Plaza.
Yes.
You couldn't get down there. If you didn't get down there, you wasn't going to see.
Nope.
Because there was just that many people down there. And a couple of weeks after I started this choir, I entered that Gospel Fest competition, because I knew the exposure that I would get from that. And it was incredible, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Bishop.
No, you just took me back with that, man. Even as we listen to Deborah Smith Pollard on Sundays, people don't realize what she's been to gospel music in this city.
Yeah.
And unless people like you, Michael, and myself talk about it,
they won't.
It's gonna get lost. When do we honor people that have honor? And I'm gonna say this: it's so funny that we're here together, because I had a conversation today, and I'm really concerned about the next generation.
Yeah.
In Detroit, particularly. Chicago and Detroit has always rivaled one another, but I had a chance to look at a retirement. I forget the bishop's name, very well known in Chicago, and they had youth choirs, older choirs, and I don't see that in Detroit no more.
No, you don't.
I think if we don't be careful, we're gonna lose what we had in Detroit at our ranking and our place. You know, I know a lot of people don't know who Reverend Pendy is, but when she was
Oh yeah.
when she was on the air, man, she
Yes.
was playing everybody's stuff. You
Yeah.
know, and I went to her appreciation because I've been knowing her since for 47 years as a kid with Lucille Lemon Gospel Chorus.
Yeah.
It was empty, you know.
Mhm.
I don't know where we're losing it. I remember when you used, now this is gonna take you all the way back. They used to be at Second Unity on a regular basis when I passed it. Michael
Mm,
Mendigal,
yep.
Peter's Rock and Toland's Choir, Pivop,
Yep.
and all they hung out at my church on Sunday nights.
Yes.
Even when they didn't have to sing, it was like, you know, they'd come by. Mike would have his tape record.
Am I lying, Bishop?
No, everywhere Michael went, he would have it. He would have his tape recorder, man. You know, and I think even the thing about you could just go to any church. I mean, I didn't have but 25 choir members, and them kids they could sing. Everybody could sing. Any church you
Well,
went to, storefront. Do you
well,
think
Bishop,
y'all think we losing it?
Oh,
I
we are.
think
We
I
definitely
think
are.
it's a couple of factors here, though. I think one, there's a generation that's coming up now who they're so wonderful, and because they can, go in someone's basement and record a song that's not well produced, and some of the time because they actually can sing, they don't want to hang out at a church. They don't want to get together with other artists. They feel like they're a celebrity,
Mm.
and so we have a lot of that. And I
Who
think
are
what's
they? Who are they? Because I don't know them. Maybe I'm too old now, but
well, that's the thing. Nobody knows them, but they social media famous and everything else.
anybody can record, but who's heard your stuff?
Yeah.
Everybody can. That's the problem now that the announcers are saying, you know, they're gonna get stuff on because everybody's doing something.
Yeah.
And if
And
Michael
you can't get everybody.
if a Michael Mendigal listens to it, he gonna be like, what is this? Because this man right here. I want to salute him. I don't go that much. I probably done went more in the last 3 weeks. I went to Larry's. I went, because I'm just tired of it, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
To Larry's, I
Yeah.
went to Michael Fletcher's because they asked me to raise the offering for both of them.
Hmm.
And then I went to Norma Jean. That's the most I've been local in Akitas, and I'm be done probably for a year.
I want to share. I want to share this real
but
quick.
go ahead.
Uh, Before I see you, Pastor Lydia, and I don't want you to think that we're forgetting about your comment here.
That's
Another Detroit legend. She says,
Yeah.
Michael Mendigal is an amazing musician, writer, and producer, and he shares his gift with others. He has a really big heart, and I enjoy every time we get a chance to work together in recordings, plays, and church services. Absolutely.
Bless you, Pastor. I love Lydia.
Oh, yeah. One
Legend
of the greats. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes.
in this city that people mimic all over the world.
Yes, yes, yes.
But like Bishop said, we losing it, and that's because people there's no respect, for each other anymore, and I don't understand it. I don't.
No.
I don't.
Let me say this. When y'all sung last Sunday, man, when y'all got up, I'm like, they older now, but this is when you have the artistry of a man like Michael Mendigal.
Oh, yes.
They didn't miss a beat. They didn't, some of these them and the Tommies from Chicago, they still got it. I mean, I just think that we ought to be concerned, and I'm not a musician like that here, but I've always been a friend to them.
Yeah.
I do my stuff because I want to keep the old stuff because G.E. Patterson is gone and
Yeah.
Ronald Brown, so I do my old stuff like that. But I ain't not an artist like that. But I think Michael, I think y'all need to maybe could have a coming together like a chat with the younger and ask what can you do. I don't know if you can do anything, but Chicago is still going strong.
No, strong. Look at GMAC. GMAC is still strong.
Yeah, there's an alliance, you know, and I don't know if you can have some kind of symposium. I think they respect y'all enough to grab them and say, you know, hey, y'all, we want to support y'all. It's the same thing with young preachers and old preachers.
Yes.
The old preachers don't want to give advice, and the young preachers don't want to take it. The old preachers say the young preachers don't want to listen to them, and the young preachers say that the old preachers, y'all probably going through the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You know, it's the same thing, but you got to have an open mind and an open ear, because that's how
But y'all wasn't like that.
we didn't grow up like that.
Y'all would sit around the old guys and just watch them
and learn.
Rudy got on the
well again, it go back to what I said, because you got talented individuals who feel like they can play better than you, they can sing better than you, and so they don't think there's nothing that you can teach them.
Rudy got on the organ last Sunday at Fletcher's, and the young guys was like this.
Because there was no transpose button.
When I say the young guys, I mean the younger Michael Mendigals and them, not them other. These guys, they still respect the legend.
Of course,
Rudy Stanfield.
That's
but I think you said something earlier, Bishop. A lot of people they haven't done their homework, and I think a part of being an artist is doing your homework and knowing your history. It's not just saying, hey, I sing, hey, I play, you know, but knowing those who came before you, studying them. It's like a person that says they're a singer, but they've never listened to a Stevie Wonder record. They've never listened to a Michael Jackson record. It's like, how have you not studied these guys? Like they're the greats. Like no one could stack a vocal in the studio like Michael Jackson evenly. Like, how do you not study that? You know, how are you a musician in Detroit and haven't studied Thomas Whitfield? Like, you know, those are the type of things that I think about. But they don't even, you know, a lot of them don't even know who Michael Mendenhall is. And there's no offense to him. They don't know who Pastor Rudolph Stanford. They don't know who they are because they haven't done their history. So they can't respect who they don't know. I started singing 25 years ago, and there's people who like, who's this cat? I'm like, I'm young. How do you not know? You know, I was talking to JP the other day. You know, about 20 years ago, we both started our groups. I had Fresh Oil. He had Seasons. And we were like, these kids don't even know who we are. You know, they only know what's within the last decade, and don't care. It's I don't know. It's interesting. But I would say, you know, guys like us, we respect, you know, guys like Uncle Mike and, you know, Derek Milan and Darius and those who are within that generation, because you guys really nurtured us. You know, we call you uncle for a reason, because you guys took a lot of us under our wings, you know, when we started, you know, a couple decades ago. I remember being on events with Derek Milan and the crew, or Juan De Niro Butler, you know, had Hey Y'all out at the time, and being a young kid singing on programs, and literally them sitting me down like, okay, don't do this no more. You know, don't do that, you know, or, you know, I see what you're doing, you know, especially, you know, Derek Milan, he was a big help to me. And I tell anybody that he really helped me with a lot of things that are going on in this industry. So I just think now young people, they don't even know who the legends are. They know people who they see on TV the most. But I mean, there's a lot of people that are in this city who, you know, have paved the way that they're not even aware of, let alone respect them.
Said it earlier that everybody's recording now. I remember a time we couldn't wait to get to God's World to see the newest, you know, Thompson Community Singers or John P. Key, you know, because we knew it was going to be good. But like y'all said, everybody's recording in the basement now. And what Bishop said, the DJs don't know who to play because there's so much music out here. You don't know how to sift through, you know, to hear the good.
You know, it's sad though. And this is another thing that I was taught, you know, but a lot of people don't understand the business. So they have no idea who BMI or ASCAP is. They have no idea how to register their music. So when they go to submit their music, first of all, they don't know how to professionally submit music to radio. They have no electronic press kit. They have no, they don't have their codes to submit. They have none of that stuff, and then not only that, they don't have radio promoters. You got to put a little money behind your stuff if you want it to be played. I mean, you might know a couple of people locally, but it takes money for your music to be played, but they know nothing about that. They and so again, but you got to be willing to learn and listen to somebody.
The thing is, streaming has destroyed artistry.
Oh,
as far as writer, because when I look at my BMI sheet, we're not even getting a penny a spend. That's why you see a lot of these artists are touring now, because they're not making the money they used to from radio.
In their 70s, still touring.
Radio is obsolete now, far as the young people, because everything is streaming. If I can go on Apple and listen to your song for free that I'm paying $9 for, how much money you think the writer is getting? We're not. Streaming has destroyed the industry, period.
And that's why
social media. Same thing with social media.
Yeah, that's why everybody's touring, and ain't but so our crowd, unless it's what Kurt Franklin did with what's the name?
Maverick.
Reunion tour. Maverick.
No,
Okay.
Maverick was the tour of tours. I mean the last one was good that Kurt and them did, don't get me wrong, and the one that's coming, but Maverick City, that was with them coming together, because it brought people that didn't know Kurt together, and it brought people that didn't know Maverick City together. Now everybody is touring.
Yes.
And what is eventually going to happen? Y'all listen to me. I don't know much, but I'm gonna tell y'all by 2025, we're gonna be toured out.
Yep.
Because the genre of gospel music is not like R&B and pop,
right?
Where it can sustain it. Y'all know Beyonce is getting ready to announce a second leg of this tour. She gonna do it because she got that new CD. It's gonna still be full,
and we all going. And we all going. No,
yeah, we all going. Yeah, I got my cowboy hat already. I don't care what nobody says. I'm just saying that, right?
Where are you going?
I don't know. I've been to about 10 Beyonce concerts. I don't know.
You talk. You just chatting. You gonna go to the next one,
right?
I just think that Mike Menegal is right about it's pennies. It's pennies. Trust me. And if you're not getting played on somewhere like XM radio, you're not getting any commission checks hardly, or Radio One. Right. How do I know? Because my last project made it to XM radio. They're still playing it, and I got my check. I feel like the first of the month, people. I got my royalty check, right?
Yes, sir.
But I'm saying, but I'm getting my money back that I paid somebody to do radio for me.
Yeah.
And everybody don't have that $15,000-$20,000 to pay somebody to get you on radio
a month.
Well, no, it's about
$2,000 a month.
It's $1,500, $2,000 a month. So I said 15, 20,000 because that's over a year. Because Michael will tell you it takes a good year or two to get your record really out there in gospel music.
Yeah,
so there is no money, so you got to get some dates, huh?
It ain't the same support as R&B.
No. But everybody know what they know, and they don't know nothing.
Jesus Christ.
Right. And it ain't like the days where you can set up
what
a
I
CD
do know.
Let me say this. It's not the days like you can set up a CD table in the back and make your money from that.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Because they're not buying
Who has a CD player?
Well, somebody told me that they're starting to make them in the cars again.
Are they?
Yeah.
Craig.
Now, I don't know if Craig told me that. In some of the 2023s, they had them in there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you see, I showed you last time I was on. I have Beyonce's album. She did vinyl.
Oh yeah, but that's R&B. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's for the DJs. You know what I'm saying? The scratch.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
You're gonna see that in gospel.
But you know,
Yeah.
there are a lot of different avenues now, because you got some people who are these social media sensations who you've never heard their record on the radio, but they got a million followers online and they're making money. They've monetized their social media. So you got singers again who have never had a hit record, but they have 2 million followers on social media. And so they got all these people that love them based on social media. Think about it. 30 years ago, there wasn't no social media. Didn't nobody know about no social media. And so the only way you could be heard would be from being played on the radio or being seen on television. Now with this internet, you got folks who are literally internet famous.
Oh, that's true. That's why they get up and they do videos every day, because
Every day.
Look at Country Wayne. Wayne made over $30 million online doing those little skits.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the new money maker now.
We call influencer.
When you click on a YouTube page, right away there's an advertisement for something. That's how they make money. So,
and it's funny because a lot of people don't know, when you enter those contest shows, like, we had Sunday Best, American Idol, they make you fill out this paperwork and they go check your social media. And so a lot of these people you see on TV, they had 50,000 people on social media. And that's why they got them on there, because they knew that they would attract, their following.
right.
They already had a following before they got on there. But I think that's where we got to bridge the gap, because there are things that, I think that there's this generation that they do know about, like social media and becoming an influencer and how to monetize that thing, that, maybe the older generation may not be as up on, but there's some other wisdom pieces that we need to pull, from our elders. And I think we really need to come together. And I just don't know what that looks like. But when I'm with Bishop Davis, I would love to see that united front here sometime soon. I really do.
It's definitely a conversation, to have, because Detroit is dying, man. I go all over the world, and like Bishop said, Chicago is just totally different. They still got it going on. They're still going. They're still making it happen. But, here in Detroit, man, it's like a ghost town.
It is. It is. Chicago still has that camaraderie with one another, like the old days.
Yep. They kept it going.
They kept it going.
Old and the young and the old is together.
Yes. Well, that's something we don't have here. The young and the old don't mix here. It's like a segregation. You got the old clique, the young clique, the in-between clique. But there's no togetherness. But what's going to be together is your reunion celebration. We're all going to come together for that. And that's going to be at Central Baptist Church, 2620 Sorrento Avenue in Detroit, Michigan, on May 25th, 6 p.m. We all got to be there to support. If you're watching right now, scan that QR code so you can get your tickets, or you can go to Ticket Leap. All want to go support Uncle Mike. But not only that, listen, I got to let y'all hear the song. I was introduced to Michael Menegal. He's alive.
As they nailed him in his hands and they nailed him in his feet, I see him there on the cross, dying for you and dying for me. I even see as the thieves are on the side of him, and he died an unjust death. But I even see how after he was hanging on the cross and he gave up the ghost, they took him down from the cross and they put him in a tomb. And to see to it that he didn't get away, they put a rock inside of a rock. But I heard when they said, "Can't no grave hold my body down." Well, I want you to know the next morning they went to look for him, and I can imagine they looked to the east and to the west and to the north and to the south and pushed the rock every way they could and looked in the rock and under the rock and all around the rock, but they just could not find the rock. Well, in case you didn't know, the reason they couldn't find the rock is because even though he may have died, he didn't stay dead, y'all. I came to let you know tonight that he's alive. He's alive today. And I want you to know, it's something about those old songs we used to sing. The song says, God's not dead, he's yet alive. I feel him in my hands, and I feel him in my feet. I can feel him all over me. I want you to know tonight, if your God is dead, try mine, because he's alive.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And everybody choir tried to sing that song. They didn't quite get it right, but we tried it.
And I love them for the effort. I do.
Absolutely. So once again, guys, make sure grab your tickets, Ticket Lead, or scan that QR code right now so you can make sure that you are at 36th reunion celebration, Michael Mendengal and communion. Pastor Greg C. Brown's got the fire symbols up. Kevin Morris clapping, and so is Missionary Deborah Woods. Thank y'all so much. Listen, a couple quick things we got to do. Of course, we got to shout out our angel, Miss C. Ashley Brown Lawrence, the first co-host who was casted to this show, who went on to be with the Lord 9 months ago. We will never do a show and not mention her name. We honor you and your legacy, Ashley. Make sure you grab her latest single, I'm Depending on You. And of course, we're excited about her new music that'll be coming out in July, the Old School Medley. She still has about an album or more worth of music that will be released. And so we thank God for C. Ashley Brown Lawrence. Also, if you haven't, make sure you grab my latest release. It was released on Christmas Day. It's called I Can Get a Prayer Through. It's available on all digital outlets. Make sure you grab that. It's nice and churchy for all you churchy folks. Make sure you grab that as well. Mel, I need your help. What time is it?
It's time for Hot Topics.
Let's go. Yes, it is time for Hot Topics. Now, we're a little behind schedule, so we're going to just deal with the elephant in the room tonight, if we can. In the news this week, there's been a lot of talk about something that was said by a pastor, and we're going to turn to our friends on TMZ. Let's see if you guys know what I'm talking about.
I live my Hey. Stop her. Hush, hush. Silence in the name of Jesus. I lift my hands into the only voice I want heard is his. Oh, praise.
And forgive me, that was not from TMZ. That was the Shade Room we got that from. So what do we say to these things, people of God? Any opinions? You're on mute, Bishop.
Let me say this for full disclosure. I preached for Pastor Keon maybe 3 times before he got to this building. I consider him a friend, and he comes to preach here. Well, used to for Reverend Flowers. Mike knows I come up in a era where this was common. I mean, you had the late Matty Moss Clark throwing shoes, and if you played for me anytime along the way, I'm gonna say something to the musician, and I'm gonna get order. That was Christine. I'll share what he shared in his response.
Oh, don't worry, it's coming.
It's coming. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a woman who has done this for 4 years. I know people that go there, they knew who she was immediately. And I think the pastor, the angel of the house, have the right to set the order and atmosphere. My only pushback is that if she's been doing this for 4 years, she shouldn't have been allowed.
Why is she still in the choir?
She shouldn't have been allowed up on the stage. And back in the day, and he said this in his response, I'd have missionaries that was trained. You remember June and them, Michael?
Yep.
June and Dana and them, they would have took her out and been in the hallway praying and getting it out of her. You hear what I'm saying? Even to this day, they would have been like, "Come on, baby," and I would have still lifted my hand, talking to everybody. And then the world don't understand the response, and I hate those different outlets got it because they killed them on saying, "Hey, well, he said that the only voice he want to hear is God," and then he go to singing. Well, in the Christian church, the voice of God is the angel of the house. Yes. And that's what the book of Revelations teaches also. The pastor is the angel of the house. He is the voice of God. So it is very misunderstood. Mm-hmm. All right. Mm-hmm. The world will never understand spiritual things.
That's right.
You can't fight with people I'm an influencer. I got hundreds of thousands of followers, do stuff every day, all day long. And I don't read the chat. Neither do I delete it. They're going to say whatever. Mm-hmm. But he was well within his right. I just don't know. At some point, she would have just had to she'd have to sit out a little bit.
Yeah.
She's been doing this for 4 years.
Wow.
Mel, what do you think before we play Pastor Keon's response?
It didn't look good. Without knowing the backstory and just seeing the little snippet that I did see, social media outlets and news outlets, they're only going to play a snippet. They're not going to give you the backstory. Who knew that this had been going on for 4 years? It didn't look good. And when we open up our sanctuary, to the media, to everybody, this is what we can expect because we've made it public.
Absolutely. Pastor Greg C. Brown says, keeping it real, he could have done it better than that. That was a self-centered, arrogant move. Let's play his response and then we'll kind of take it from there, y'all.
Story was there was a woman and you could hear her making audible sounds. You turn around, you say, that hush.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, don't ma'am me. Yeah. I always tell people a snippet of video is not the total story. Yeah. So tell me what happened there.
Well, you know, social media is into cuts, not context.
Yeah.
And every suggestion that I got from every naysayer, I've already done. This is a 4-year battle, right?
Oh, this is ongoing.
This is ongoing. So I've already talked to her personally. I'd already had ushers go up to her. I've already had prayer warriors. I've had everything. So she did it publicly after being asked not to.
What is she crying? Is an emotional?
Well, you know, as a pastor, I know the difference between disturbance and worship. And what people have to understand is that every time you hear a noise in church, it isn't worship. Yeah. And so there has to be order. For instance, it's okay to applaud in this room right now. But if somebody got up and just started clapping right now, I'm sure somebody would bring order to the room. Yeah. And so what I did is I brought order to the room so people could hear God and not her. And I'd do it again if I needed to.
Wow.
So I'm going to go back to what you said, Bishop. I think that because the first thing I thought about when I watched that clip from Tamron Hall's show is I said, my only issue with that now becomes, if she's been an issue for 4 years, why is she still on that stage? If you've had conversations, if you've had ushers, prayer warriors, and all these people speak to her, then she should not be on. After 4 years, listen, after 2 months, if we've had a conversation, you're not going to be on that stage because apparently there's a self-control thing here. What is my sister saying? Ron, someone in your church was screaming like that before.
Oh, wow.
And I dealt with her, but I didn't do it. I didn't do it in service. Trust me. And now if she's still screaming, she's not going to be doing it where it's going to disrupt the service. So my point is, we didn't let it linger. You know, so I think my only issue at this stance, because I agree with Pastor in the sense that he does have the right to keep order in his church.
What do you do about what do you do about our hurting people though? We have to deal with that too. What if she's never, the hurt hasn't been dealt with. That's why Ron and y'all, she's still crying out that long. So yeah. How do you deal with that? Is that, maybe that's not the right church for her she need to go somewhere and get delivered. That's where I come from.
He should have known that after year 2. To me, you only get one chance to show out on me, and we're going to address it, and that's going to be it. And I come from the generation where we're going to have a conversation before you on the national stage on my platform. This is the conversation. This is how we're going to conduct ourselves. And if you can't conduct yourself in this manner, then you can't stand behind me because you're representing me and you're representing my brand. So for it to be 4 years and not addressed, that's my issue. And it's still, I understand the backstory, but it's still looked bad.
Yeah. And I think we just want to be careful and not let our good be evil spoken of. Like I said, I understand where he's coming from. I think we just got to keep in mind, and people say, well, I don't feel like I should have to tiptoe through what I do because of the time that we're living in. However, perception becomes reality in our society. And so the way people perceive you, unfortunately, becomes the label that's placed on you. And now, again, I say that with the caveat that people are going to label you what they think either way. You know, if they think you're a whore, you're going to be a whore, whether you lay down with somebody or not, if that's just what they think. However, we don't want to feed into those things by not being wise and conscious of how we address things over the pulpit. And then, I think the response was very well calculated, very well thought out. And again, I could, I understand it, but it's just hard for me to stand with you when it's been 4 years.
His wife is Candy O'Neill. His wife is Shawnee O'Neal. Of course,
Plenty of media training.
he has a good
Plenty
media.
of
Yeah, they got
training.
good. Yeah.
Mhm.
So let me just this last piece. I think that I think at some place we have to get back to the sensitivity of the people. What I heard was somebody desperately crying out for help.
Mhm.
I didn't hear a demon. I heard
Mm-mm.
desperately, and I done heard a lot of cries. And sometimes our churches can get so big that we don't know who's behind us. That's a
That's
mega
right.
church. And so the other part is people that don't care for the church and they've been hurt. They're gonna find this a way of saying what I see all of the comments saying on those sites. That's why I don't go to church.
Mm.
That's why I can't stand those pastors. People that don't like you already and don't like the church are going to find, and people that understand the church are going to understand what he's saying.
Mhm.
I think it was harsh. I done been harsh. I have. Back in the day, I have, but I'm in a different place in my life. I'm older now. I don't
Mhm.
do all that anymore. All right. I remember my grandfather, he used to be fighting Michael at the Welcome Baptist Church.
Mm.
And my grandfather was in his 80s. He get his hat and leave while they fighting and go to the car. That's where I'm at in my life. Y'all do whatever y'all want because people
Oh,
gonna do it. People gonna do whatever they want to do. But anyway,
But let me piggyback off of what Bishop just said. When you're in that space, and even though I don't think Pastor Henderson handled it the way I would have handled it, that's just my opinion. He has to stand on it. He said that, that's his church. And if he feels like he needs to correct somebody, stand on it. I would be like Bishop. I'm not reading the comments. This is a decision I made. I'm standing on it. And that's just that. I don't want to offend anybody, but I know this lady and I know her history. So if you are, you just got to stand on your actions.
Yeah, and I think it's still a learning experience for him and everybody involved on so many levels. And I just hope that we all kind of learn from it because I hear Bishop in the sense that I did hear that cry of help as well. And he says, you got to know when it's a demon, then when well, no, that wasn't a demon. And then the other thing was, another thing that Bishop said that really resonates too is I can remember being a kid, and even if service was moving on or shifting in a different direction, we would call for someone to escort them out, but they will continue to work with them, whatever that looked like. If it was a deliverance situation and, they needed to sit and cast out the demon, they would, but if someone just needed to wail or whatever, they're going to wail in that back room, but they didn't just leave them where they were. It wasn't just hush, but they allowed them to have that release, but it just might've been in the back room. So I just hope that it opens up discussions for different pastors and leaders for us to continue to just strive for excellence, word and deed, and how we do ministry.
can I say something funny on it though? At the end, he
Yeah.
has a conference coming up end of June. You know what the name of the conference is?
What's that?
You will never believe it. Cry out.
Cry out.
No, that's go to his site. Go to his site. It's on there right now.
Oh my goodness.
They're gonna. I mean, you can't win then. So. Okay.
Ooh-wee. All right. Well, real quick, we're going to do this because now Bishop Davis is quite a fashionable guy. I just actually sent him a message the other day telling him how he always fly with these gym shoes and stuff he be wearing. And then, now, Uncle Mike, stay clean.
Stay clean.
It's male too, so you guys are fashionable.
Always have. Yes, he does.
And so, of course, yesterday was the Met Gala, which is the biggest event in fashion. And so anytime there's a red carpet or fashion event, the Pew Fashion Police is always on their job, and you better not slip on your drip. All right, so let's see what was happening yesterday at the Met Gala. Let's start here. This is Kerry Washington. What do we think, people?
I like it. I mean, I
think the theme was flowers this year. It was
Yeah.
a flower theme.
I like it. I don't know about her hair, but I like the dress.
Yeah, I like the color. I think the color is nice against her skin.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Well, you know, I love her, so I love everything about it.
Yeah.
Her hair, just everything.
Yeah.
I'm like the folk in the Bible. I find no fault. None. Even the way she leaning in my direction.
Kevin says, I like it. Christina says she looks nice. Okay. All right, we got a lot more, so we got to move, y'all. Let's see. All right. Miss King. What do we think? Gail? I think Gail looks good for her age. She's not a spring chicken anymore. Gail looks great.
Needs an iron. Need an iron.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't like that material. Whatever that material is, I know it's supposed to look wrinkled, but no.
It looked like she just sat in her car and let it just kind of.
That's not wrinkled. That's wrinkled.
I like the color though. I like her hair. I like the shoes. I like the leg out. I like it.
Yeah. Let's see what the comments say. Kevin says, like it. Pastor Greg said, beautiful violet color. The dress looks like cabbage. Oh my God. All right. We moving. What do we think about the little Smith kids? We got Jaden and Willow. Now, I actually like Willow.
I like the blazer. I like the dark, I feel like if you're going to go short on the bottom, you have to go long on the top. So I like that with the stockings and the shoes. I don't know what Jaden has on. I don't like it.
It's confusing me. Yeah. It's gonna be a no. We're moving. Okay, Bad Bunny. What's happening here? The hat, I don't understand. The jacket, I like the pants. The shoes, I don't understand. I know it's high fashion, but some of the stuff I don't know.
No, I don't like it.
Jaden, I'm not even going to address that, Kevin. I don't know what's going on with Jaden. Okay, we're moving. Erykah Badu. Don't. She looked like she got on a Halloween costume.
What was the theme this year for Met Gala?
Something with flowers.
Okay, I don't.
This is horrible. She missed. Okay. All right. Coleman Domenico, I think his last name.
Moving on. Hey.
Deborah says, no. Skittles. Oh, my.
I like the flowers. I like his flowers, but everything else, no.
Erykah Badu. I don't get it. Okay, we're moving.
Okay,
Keke Palmer.
I like it.
It.
Kind of looks like a mummy a little bit, but I like it.
I like it.
Look like the tissue is unraveling.
Yes, I love it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, how do you guys think Serena looks?
I don't like it.
They're like gold foil.
And I love Serena, but
she does look softer here. She could look so hard sometimes.
Look the same to me. I wanted to say, boy, bye.
My mother says, no. All right. Not Taraji. What's happening here?
Taraji, we got to let the young girls have it. Now, come on.
Because she looks real boxy here to me.
Let the young girls have it. You had your time. And that's one of the beautiful things about getting older as a woman. You already had your turn. You don't have to step back and try to wear what you wore 30 years ago. Let it go, Taraji.
Yeah, we're moving. Lil Nas X. I'm going to let Bishop talk on this one.
I have nothing. Mendigo might have something.
No, sir.
I like the jacket. I don't know what's going on with everything else, but the jacket is okay.
Is it a cape? What is it?
It's a
maybe he was born for Cape Crusade.
It's a jacket with a train.
No.
Maybe he was going for Cape Crusader and he got his claws on him too. Okay, Kim Kardashian. Now, her now how many ribs is she gonna get taken out? Because ain't nobody waist that small. It's unnaturally small here. I don't know.
It's not terrible. I mean, I
don't know. Uncle Mike went on mute. Okay, we moving.
I like the dress. I like the dress.
It's not terrible.
No, I like what she did with the sweater. Her waist, though, I don't. Yeah,
it's scary. It's too small.
She got them hips though, and
she ain't gonna lose that. She's not gonna lose that. Let's see what the audience is saying.
A black man may have them hips.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's all she wants is black men.
Yes.
Next, are those claws? Oh my gosh, that's not normal. All right.
Huh?
Oh, no.
Now, Nicki Minaj, what do we think about this?
I like it. If flowers were the theme, I think it's little girl.
Her legs look amazing.
Them shoes look like Payless. See, y'all shouldn't have me do this because I'm a fashion so them shoes look like Payless. And look at the back of them, how they're too big, like Payless shoes.
Yep.
It's little girl cute.
No. Oh my goodness. Okay, we moving. Pamela Anderson's giving I'm aging and not gracefully, but I had a boob job. She looks like she's in Taraji's category. This is doing nothing.
If it was another color, it would be better. That color with her skin is just washing her out.
She just looks like she could never drown.
She was going to the White House dinner with Reagan.
She looks like she has permanent floating devices.
Oh no.
Okay, Ron.
Okay, we're moving. Lizzo.
I don't like it. No.
What's going on here, y'all?
I bet that's no. She looked like some kind of candy bar or something.
A big one. It's a big candy bar, super size.
I don't.
What is the hat doing? What?
Maybe everybody was gonna like throw their extra flowers, try to see if they can get them in her hat.
Oh,
I don't like it.
This is so bad. Okay, we moving. All right, let's take a look at Miss Cardi B.
Oh, that's a lot.
It's a lot of dress. Let's look at her up close. She looked like a goth, like witchy. Don't it look witchy?
It does. Oh no. I like those big old emeralds though, but no to the dress. No, that's a lot.
I don't see any flowers. Pastor Greg say too much. Bishop say too much. I love Cardi. Yeah, well, I don't know if we loving this look. We moving. Zendaya. Okay. What's going on here? That looks like a trash bag. Hefty.
She usually does well. I don't know what happened with this.
This is terrible. It's giving Mary Poppins at the top.
I'm waiting to the good one.
All right. I don't know. I only got one left. Okay. We got Usher.
Oh, no. You missed the good one.
No, to Usher. No, he looked like Zorro. No.
You messed
up. That's a little better.
Who was the good one?
Doja Cat.
Oh, you know what?
She did a wet t-shirt.
She sure did. Okay. You know what? We'll have to revisit that next week. We'll bring her.
God said I made everything good and very good.
No, This is a family show.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Count Ursula. Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry.
Oh, yes, man. Kevin. Cardi's outfit made me think of Ursula as well.
No, he's talking about Usher. Count Ursula.
Oh, is that who he was talking?
What is this hat doing? All right. Now, what would you think if you saw your daughter holding this?
I know I'm not what?
Cotton. But will you pick me for prom?
Oh,
I mean,
I know I'm not cotton, but will you pick me for prom?
Is that what the man gave her?
No, that's what
she gave it to him. Wow. She's holding it to him. I know I'm not cotton, but will you pick me for prom? She'll mess around and not go to prom.
But he's standing there smiling. I think sometimes if they can laugh at it, I think sometimes we get too sensitive. I mean, I don't know.
I don't think is there ever being a thing as being too sensitive about.
If they're standing there smiling and laughing, I mean, I don't
know. I would have to have a whole set of history lessons with my child because listen, it's just something.
Apparently, she knows the history if she's put that on there, though.
I have to see if she grasps the understanding. I don't like
it. But it goes back to what we were talking about the times we're in now. What we see as not a joke, these kids, they don't see it like that. They getting along. We still holding stuff back from 19 and which I wasn't even around then. I mean, we still holding stuff. For them, it's not that serious because they wasn't there. No matter how much you give them a history, it's what you talking about. They wasn't there.
Deborah says, since we can't beat them, I would be in jail because I'm gonna beat her. Oh my goodness. All right, we got to move. We were talking about, being subject to the prophet. Now, do we think this is appropriate?
You spirit of prostitution, leave this body now. Leave this body. God have mercy upon us.
Where are the brothers of the church?
Them Africans do it on a different level. They African, ain't they?
I do.
Yeah, they're African. They do it on another level, baby. They do it on another level.
I mean, he was just spanking it. No. They don't need to get a woman to put a wedge in between their hand and then they just slap everything. I have no words. Freaky abuse. All right, we got to move. We got to do our question for the night. See what we got going on there.
See what Tracy's talking about.
And here we go.
It's me, Tracy. Now I got a question, y'all, because y'all know Mother's Day is this weekend or
is it this weekend?
Whatever, this Sunday. And so my husband was on the phone with his mom, and he was on speakerphone in the car talking to her, and he gonna ask her, "Ma, what you wanna do for Mother's Day?" And so I said, "Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt while you talk to your mother, but you haven't even asked me what I want to do for Mother's Day." And he said, "Oh, I'm sorry." And his mama gonna say, "Well, you only had that one little old baby." And I'm like, okay, that don't mean I'm not a mother. And my thing is I'm his wife. And every year, and we've been married over a decade, every year this boy been calling his mammy, asking her what she wants to do for Mother's Day. And now, even since we've had my son, he still call her and ask her. But my thing is, baby, leave and cleave. Leave and cleave, okay? What about with your wife, the mother of your son what I want to do for Mother's Day. What about that? And so she was like, girl, bye. I mean, and like, I guess she took it as a joke, but I don't appreciate that. And I feel like, they should do something I want to do. Because all his mama want to do is have him come over and grill some hot dogs. And she like them real, real burn. And I'm like, well, one, I don't eat hot dogs. Two, it's Mother's Day. I want to do something special. Take me out to eat. But the fact that he don't even ask me, I feel like that is real, real wrong. And honey, his mama got it twisted because she thinks she come first, but it should be me. But y'all sweet babies, let me know. What do y'all think? Am I wrong, or is he doing things the wrong way?
Not a bad question today, Trace.
Not Tracy.
What y'all?
I'll go ahead and go first. Tracy, that's his mother. Even though you had this man's child, you are not his mother. And Tracy, I don't know how old you are, but I know you getting close or are middle age. Let him spend Mother's Day with his mother. It's Mother's Day, and you're not his mom. That's it.
That's the way I feel too. I'm like, even if I was dating somebody, I'm not, you're not my mama. I think give the son something to get her, but our wives are not our mamas. And if your mama's still living, you need to do everything you can for her, especially if you're older, because your mama living. So I agree. You ain't his mama.
And I think you just said it too, Bishop. I think the only thing that you should do is, maybe help your kid get something for her. I think if it works out to where your mom wants to do something with your wife or they do something together, that's cool. And, I know a lot of people. For me, I get something for my mom, I get something for my kid's mom, and I get something for my wife. That's me. And then this year, we're all going out together. There's been years, though, like last year, I just took my mom out. But again, I got them all something. So this one, Tracy, I don't know. Good question. I hear what you're saying with leave and cleave, but it's not about, this isn't Wife Day. It's Mother's Day. Right. So I think that. Yeah. Would you agree, Uncle Mike?
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. I got so much.
And you're supposed to just say, yeah, you're going to tell us you just completely zoned out.
Yeah.
There you go.
I can't
it's time to go, y'all.
He over there scoring some music or something.
Man, I got so much stuff coming up.
And he looked like he working too.
Now, are you still on the road too? You still on the road?
I'm back out. I'll be back in California in June after the reunion. So yeah.
Cool. Yes, sir. Well, listen, thanks so much for being with us tonight. I certainly appreciate it. Of course, Bishop Davis, we always love having you here. Mel, you already know. But guys, don't forget, May 25th, where are we going to be? Central Baptist Church. Scan that QR code right now or go over to Ticket Leap and get your tickets. We want to show Uncle Mike that we love and appreciate everything that he's done and his contribution to music, and of course the 36-year reunion of him in communion. So we want to make sure we're there. But until next week, we love you for free. Talk to you next week right here on The Pew. Thank y'all so much.